Hey guys, and welcome to the Touchline Podcast. Today we're going to be previewing the Bulldogs versus the Eels match. As you can see, we've got Michael here, a massive Eels supporter. Do you want to say hi, Michael?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yeah, we were forced to bring him on. He always made sure that when it's the Dogs versus the Eels, we'll get him on. So it's going to be an interesting game. I know we're all excited for it. It's always the match that we always look forward to. When the fixtures come out, you're saying, oh, when's the Dogs versus the Eels? But now it's finally came, and yeah, we'll get underway. So first question, pretty simple. Who's going to win? Anthony, I'll let Michael go first. Who do you think, Michael?
Listen, honestly, I'm worried because every time we verse the Bulldogs, you guys step up against us. But you have too many injuries, so I think we'll win it, but it'll be close. And every game we've played this year has been close.
And especially when we verse Para at your home ground, we always get smashed.
Yeah, I don't know. Nah, but last time we versed you there, it was a close game. So
yeah. So Anthony, what do you reckon?
I don't want to say the answer yet, but I'm gonna get into the whole thing. But bro, it's gonna be a hard game, like how you said, Sam, because when we verse Parramatta at Bankwest, it's gonna be a CommBank Stadium. Sorry, it's gonna be a hard game. And they always put a good performance on us. So, yeah. And don't forget, we got our injuries crisis at the moment as well, and that's affecting us too. Yeah. And as you can see, our Adakar got injured on the weekend. That was the biggest loss for this whole season.
Yeah.
So, bro, I hope to God that we can bounce back after against that performance against Souths. That was the worst game that we've ever had since that injury that happened. But yeah. I would say hopefully Dogs can win, probably just close game. I would say 4 points maybe. So that's my opinion.
I've mentioned a few times about Eels how I don't think they've been that bad this year. I think
they've always been close. They've always been close.
But their defense has been a real problem for them this year.
Exactly.
Their attack's been good. But if they can just fix that defense up this week, they could beat us. But if their defense is the same as previous games, I think we can get them.
Your attack hasn't looked the best either.
Yeah, it hasn't. So.
And look, it hasn't been the best lately too. The last couple of weeks.
And that's what I'm scared about, because I feel our patch is very poor, and I feel
halfback.
And we have no halfback as well. I feel Eels, yes, they have a bad defense, but I just don't feel we're gonna ask them a lot of questions. I think they're gonna be solid. My heart's saying Bulldogs, of course, but if I'm gonna use my brain, something's telling me Para's going to win by big, and I hope not. I hope I'm wrong, but
I don't think it'll be big. Look against the Tigers, bro. We should have smashed them. And
true, actually, when I look about that, fair point.
I look at us too.
Look, it might be tough. Bulldogs haven't lost back-to-back so far this season, which is good. So we always bounce back after we lose a game.
Absolutely.
But it's about who's going to win. For me, it could go 50-50. I don't think there's a guaranteed winner for this.
I think it's quite even.
But of course, I'm gonna stick. It's a derby match, so
stick with your team. Yeah,
exactly. Sam, if we win this week, if that happens, we jump back on the 6 or 7 position, back on the top 8, which is good. But we need to win with big points.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, against them.
And if we beat you, we're gonna top of you.
So
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
If we win, we go 4 points off Para, so it'll be massive to have that 4-point lead against them. But so.
Oh, and quickly, I saw what Willie Mason said about it's like a rivalry, so form goes out of the window.
Yeah,
because see the TikTok video, like Bill mentioned in the pod about what team would you like to beat the most. All of them said Eels.
Yeah, that's what I was scared of as well.
They've got that passion and that hatred against Eels.
And you know your team is gonna step up 100%.
No, we will step up. I know that.
As well. You probably hate Dogs as well. Mitchell Moses probably can't stand us.
Moses, I can see Moses hates the Bulldogs. When he plays always good against us, but
he's versing his dad this week.
What?
He's versing his dad, Mitchell Moses.
Oh yeah, Matt Burton.
Man.
So I guess us Bulldogs fans are going Bulldogs, and Michael's going Para.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question: will Moses and Burton be the difference for their team earning the victory?
I don't know.
Anthony, what do you think?
I don't know, man. But I'm going to stick with Burton.
Yeah.
I hope he steps up this week, bro. He has to focus, and also he needs to do his big kicks, man, because we haven't seen that lately. The last 5-6
we've seen it twice this year.
Hey,
we've probably seen it twice this year.
I think so. We only saw it once against Tigers, and who else did we see against?
One against Tigers too.
With Melbourne, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Honestly, I think Marnie as well could be the difference for you.
Yeah, you know what? That's right, Mike.
Against his former club, like, bro, he's gonna want to play.
I reckon he's gonna come out firing, bro. I think he's gonna come out firing.
Everyone always
all the media attention's on him already. Like, obviously,
everyone always steps up against their former team, and Burden's now improved ever since he had a slow start to the season, but now he's getting better. So that's what we want to see. And I feel, talking about those spirals, like, they're big game changes in the game. So when he doesn't, they can make a mistake, knock on, they'll in there 20 meters. So I think it's going to be up to Burden or Moses, and even Marnie, as Michael said, that's going to lead the team.
Because Samuel, I mentioned about, before we done the questions, you said we'll put which halfback will make the difference. And I told you straight away, don't put Flanagan, because he doesn't really make an impact what Burden does.
Yeah.
Bro, and he hasn't been proving lately as well, Flanagan.
Yeah,
I think he's weak. He's very weak at the moment. I thought he was like, I thought in the preseason that he was like going good, and like all the past players that were helping him out in the preseason training. Like, I thought maybe he's going to be the best, but then now he's a downhill, bro. He's a very
like
downhill.
Sammy said, Burden has stepped up like for the last 4 games. You can see he's slowly like coming back into the season, playing the way he ended last year. But what about Mitchell Moses? Like, how's he been going this year?
Honestly, he's having a good season. That's last game he played him. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost last game.
Yeah,
he's been good. Oh, he's had a lot of good games. Maybe one a bit off game.
But he's had a bit of struggle too.
Yeah, but he didn't play as good before he signed. Well, he hasn't signed officially, but he's gonna sign.
Yeah, but you know what? Speaking of that, boys, I was actually mentioning it, me and Bill, last night on the pod. We actually said that, you know, when Mitchell Moses said that he's going to re-sign with Parramatta, I would have thought he was going to go sign with West Tigers. That's what I thought. So he can reunite with Brooks, and then so they can help each other, help each other out. Him and Brooks and Api Coruscant too, so they can get some wins. But since he re-signed, good on him, bro. That's
Michael, you were Dylan Brown and Moses were like set to leave the club, but now you've re-signed both of them, which is good gains for the club.
Yeah, Dylan Brown has been the best this year. But
yeah, he has. He's not better than.
Yeah, he's usually last year had a good season.
Last season was crazy, but to be honest, I don't rate Moses, but I feel this season he's really stepped up. I think he's playing very good.
I think this could be one of his best seasons.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. I think this could be probably one of his best seasons. And I feel if Eels were up in the table, I think he would be playing even better. So I think. Of course, Eels had a tough start to the season, but I think now the easy fixtures are coming, so it's important that you guys get the win.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Moses is going to be like the key to getting those wins, especially. So
I was going to say, if anyone needs to step up, it's our forwards, because we need to get on top of you.
Michael, when you're
it's going to be a rough game.
Yeah, your forwards, when they're on form, they're like hard to stop. I remember last year when you smashed us guys, it was because of your forwards.
Yeah, but
if you guys are on top of us with Pengai, and like we're going to struggle.
If Campbell Gillard, Paulo, even Sean Lane loves to play against the Bulldogs.
Even Bryce Cartwright too.
Yeah,
Bryce playing really good too.
Sean Lane is the one we've got to keep an eye on because he's such a good player.
Quickly, Michael, about Hopgood, are you happy he's on the bench, or do you think he deserves to stay?
I don't know. Like, I love Madison. Madison's the top player, but like, I don't know. Like, he's still coming off the bench playing good minutes, so he has an impact on the game.
Yeah.
His first few games starting, he was amazing, but
he was good. I think, to be honest, but Bryce Cartwright has been good too.
Yeah, he is. He's actually stepped up.
You want to play Madison, so as long as he gets good minutes off the bench, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a strong bench. We all knew that once Madison comes back, Sean Lane, like Hopgood was going to go on the bench.
I thought Madison was going to play second row.
I thought Bryce Cartwright would go on the bench.
But you know what? He's been good, so keep him there.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Burden, talking about the question, if we were to win, it's mainly because we need Burden to turn up.
Burden and Ryan.
Yeah, he needs to change that around. He needs to do those big bombs again. I want to see that.
Last season, all our wins came from Burden, just playing good.
Of course. And he played all right last year too. At the start, he was a bit struggling.
Without Adakar, that could affect him.
Yeah, I know. But look, it doesn't matter, bro, because we have to move on and we've got to stay positive, bro. I understand the injuries are happening right now at the moment, but we got to move forward and get some wins now. So all the players return, then it'll be coming back stronger than ever, you know?
That's my next question.
Yeah.
If if the Bulldogs do lose, how's that going to impact them, like affect them heading into like the next few rounds?
I think it will be quite damaging.
Yeah.
They've already lost the likes of Kickout, Adokar, and that momentum's slowly going to like drift away. Well, look, we've been pretty decent. We wanted 3 wins out of 5. Was it 3 wins out of 5 for the first like 5 games of the season, and we achieved that. We've reached the standards. But if we want to lose against Eels, we got Sharks the week after, which is going to be. I think we're losing that game.
Yeah, that's my worry too, bro. That's my biggest worry.
It could be like affect us in some way.
No, we're playing at Core Stadium.
Cool.
But yeah, I think if Bulldogs lose, like I think the Dogs win against Eels is going to be a massive statement. Like we have injuries, but we're going to say, okay, we've beaten Eels with our injured players. But then I think if we lose, then all the fans are going to be like, oh my, like we've got an injury problem. Like it's going to affect us and continue to affect us. So
yeah, that Rabbitohs game was a one-off, I think.
Yeah, I think it was because of injuries, but
lucky it's not like last year. Like you actually have depth this year, like Preston and like young boys.
Exactly, yeah. But I think if we lose, it's gonna affect us because then we got Sharks. That's probably a loss as well. So we don't want to be 3 losses in a row, and then old habits will start to creep. But Michael, what do you think about Eels? If you guys lose, do you think it's going to impact you?
Bro, if we lose, like that's tough on the season. I don't know. I'm going to take it.
But who's the next game after Dogs? Let me check.
I'll actually check.
No, we got a pretty good run, but
you reckon
losing against the Bulldogs?
You got Broncos next week.
That's going to be a tough game. That one.
But you got a good record against them.
CommBank as well. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we need to use 2 in a row. We need to get the confidence, bro. Like we need to start gelling.
I feel if Eels lose, it could affect them because first of all, you don't want to lose to your rival.
Yeah.
And second of all, like
all the fans are gonna go crazy, bro. Like
it's gonna be a full crowd game at 4 o'clock, so it's gonna be massive.
And even now, your fans, if you lose, you just edged your win against the Tigers, so. Some of the pressure's been released, but now I think if you lose, then all the pressure's going to come back.
We have to, if we want to make the 8, we've got to win these games.
Yeah, what I fear is it seems like Parramatta, they're always like when they're struggling, when they need that win, they get it like straight away because they have that confidence to get that win. So I'm scared that this week is another game where they have to win, and that's why I'm a bit on the edge that they could edge it against Dogs.
Yeah, I think we'll win just by a little bit, not by a lot.
Yeah, I think even if we were to win, I think by a bit. But I'm saying like what gives me confidence is that you just edged the win against the Tigers.
Yeah.
So that gives you confidence saying, okay, then maybe we can do something. Like maybe we can beat you guys. But
and like you said before, it's a rivalry. Like
exactly.
Those things will be up there.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So if we're like, it doesn't matter how the season's going. If you're versing Eels, you're versing Bulldogs, you're gonna like step up. So like it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But so talking about the Eels, Gutherson, ever since the club told him that he's free to look elsewhere, go to another club, he's really stepped up, especially the game against who did you guys verse against Tigers? He actually played very good. And then now he's starting to pick up form ever since they told him that he's free to leave. So what do you see? How do you see it?
Honestly, I think he's been the same. I think for me, I love Gutherson. I think because he's consistent. He plays better.
You love him, Michael.
Huh?
You like Gutherson a lot.
Yeah, I love him back because he's the hardest worker in our team. Like every week, you know he's going to play good. You don't worry. Like Moses could have a bad game here and there, you know.
But Gutherson's consistent.
Yeah. So I think he's been the same, but
need a new fullback.
I don't know what's happening with that anyway. I don't like nothing. They haven't said anything.
Apparently, Dylan Edwards is linked to Eels because he's off contract with Parramatta.
You see. Penrith.
Yeah, Penrith. So like that would be a good signing.
You see, if we sign Dylan Edwards, then like I don't care. Like Gutherson can go to.
That's amazing. What about
but the problem is where Gutherson's going to go. Maybe they'll give him options to go to Super League. Maybe they'll pay him big money.
I think we'll play him in the centres, but he can
play.
Yeah, maybe
he can play elsewhere. He's not bad.
Who's your centres?
But still, I think leave Gutherson there. But I get what they're saying. We don't have a backup fullback. Gutherson gets injured.
That's what I was going to say. Jaden Campbell's linked with the Eels.
Yeah.
I think he's good.
I want to put him in there. I wouldn't.
Jaden Campbell, he's got.
I'll take like a Dane Laurie just as backup.
Dan Laurie, yeah.
I think it's something like to say if they get what's his name, Jaden Campbell. I think that's a downgrade.
Yeah.
Because you rather get Dylan Edwards, who's experienced, he's won premierships,
Back to back, actually.
Take more from him than get Campbell.
Wait, but right now, Gutherson, like, he can't be replaced. If he gets injured, that's it, bro. We're losing every game. I'm telling you, he's the biggest.
Who's your backup fullback?
They don't have any.
No one. That's the thing.
No one, but who can play fullback?
You know when Gutherson, the HIA 15 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
We played Bailey Simonson there for 15 minutes. Sharks scored like 2 tries on us, and like we didn't know what we were doing.
Oh, so yeah, he's a big asset.
He's a bigger loss than Moses, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like, do you agree with them, like saying to sell him?
No, we shouldn't sell him. No way. But
Yeah.
no way.
Especially because
that's disrespectful.
Yeah, and isn't he your captain? Yeah,
he's our leader. Yeah,
especially like it's not the right move, especially if you want to.
Yeah, he loves the club as well.
You got to build around your captain, like who's been there for years.
Yeah.
But, and like, do you think there could be a possible like backflip on Gutherson leaving if he was to have a good season?
Nah.
What would you rate his season so far?
So far, I don't know, like a 7, 8.
I think it's like 7. I've watched him a few times, and I don't like Gutherson. I don't like. I think he's a good player.
Yeah, a lot of Bulldogs fans hate him, eh?
He's really stepped up this year.
Yeah, I think he's like 7, 8. He's always just deep, like better than average.
So
not amazing.
Yeah. Of course, now the Bulldogs and Eels, I think Doggies are 13th. I think the Eels are 14th, something like that.
Yeah.
6 points. Eels 4 points. Both teams. Bulldogs have had a better start to the season.
Yeah, they actually did.
Best start since 2016, and I think it's Eels' worst start in a few years, actually. So
yeah,
but the Bulldogs and the Eels are going to be battling for the top 8 this year.
Yeah, well, we actually need it because we need to win this game, and it's important for us. I know, like how I said it before with the injury crisis, bro. We need to bounce back after that performance against South, bro. Like that
because
game.
Kicker's out now. I've lost a bit of hope. If Kicker was in the team, I would have been confident, and Adokar as well.
Yeah, I know. Look, but things happen, bro. We have to stay positive. We can't complain all the time because how many times when we go to the games, every Dogs fan, they're always complaining. I understand we complain. But, bro, at least we're playing better than last year and the year before.
We should be happy.
We should be thankful that we've got a couple of wins now at the start of the season. Last year and the year before, we never had that. You know what I mean? So at least we've won 3 out of 5 games at the start. So now that will give us a bit of confidence. So when we verse Parramatta, bro, because I know, like how we said, Parramatta.
So imagine Eels and Dogs in the say elimination finals.
Yeah, bro.
That's happened before back in 09. I remember that.
09, yeah, I was gonna say 09 happened.
And I was there actually. I was behind the post. Oh my God.
I didn't watch that game, but I was saying if that was me now, we need to the Eels go to the grand final and just making the Bulldogs knock out, like I'd cry, like literally.
Yeah. Sam, I was there. I was there in 09. I'm telling you, bro, the crowd was insane.
Do you think we'll ever witness a Dogs Eels grand final?
Maybe
it could happen. It could happen.
Because now you can see,
I hope it does one day, but we don't know when.
Dogs are rising a bit and Eels are just slowly going down, but hopefully it stays the same because I want to see both in the finals.
Me, Samuel, bro, how long have we been talking about that, bro?
We've said that
it's like our dream, but I don't want it to happen because I know that we could lose the game.
Yeah,
I don't want to be on that side where Eels beat the Dogs in the grand final because I don't know what I'll do. That's really like.
But Samuel, we get upset when we lose a normal round against them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine the grand final.
I reckon the Bulldogs Eels is the biggest rivalry.
It is. Everyone said it. Hey?
I was saying it's the biggest rivalry, the Doggies and Eels.
Right, it's been happening for years and years, and it's never going to change.
Yeah,
right, even like how we said with Parramatta and Penrith, Battle of the West. That's always happened from the past.
But like Anthony, I don't know. You probably watched this game back in I think it was '98 when there was that last minute field goal and it just went in nearly.
Yeah. That was Paul Amount. That was back in '98. He thought he got it in, but he didn't. But then they had to go extra time or something. And they won it. That was a mad game that time, bro. That was the best game. And that was literally before the grand final against Brisbane Broncos when they smashed us.
Yeah, Michael, I want to say, of course, you started the season like poorly. Your 4 points. Do you think that you're going to improve and try and battle for the top 4? Or you think top 8?
No, we can only improve from here, bro. Because the fixtures like we had, it was a hard run. Yeah. Like it's just gonna get better, I think. Hopefully.
So you had Manly, you had Melbourne, you had
Yeah,
Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
Yeah, you had a tough start.
So, do you think top
And don't forget that they all had a bye and then they versed us.
exactly?
There you
yeah.
go. They all did.
The
Oh, they
Roosters-
did. That's true. That's right.
Yeah. Do you think because of course Eels have been top four for years now? Do you think top four's done already, or
No, I think we can make the four still. Because, bro, like, I was talking about it with someone today. Like, the only team that looks actual, like, scary is Panthers.
Panthers? Panthers have
Yeah.
peaked.
I think
Melbourne-
Broncos will buckle, but, like, no team looks like, wow, like, they're amazing. Except
Melbourne are slowly clicking into gear.
yeah. Like, you don't know. Every game you watch, you don't know who's going to win. Even Knights are somehow good.
Because it's so different this year. That's why.
Yeah.
It's the favourites and they're struggling.
I love how it is, but it's better like
Yeah,
Said
bro, I
it's-
agree, Mike, because you know what? It's a big change now this year, bro.
Yeah.
Not like last year how Penrith won back-to-back grand finals. It's
Exactly.
always the same thing. We want a change. That's why. We need like Dogs, we need Parramatta, we need Brisbane, Dolphins, these type of teams in the top 8 and even in the finals too. Bro,
Yeah.
when you see the same teams, it's like boring. Like it's not
Yeah, it is.
NRL's
Yeah.
just gone dead. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
feel like
No
for
one cares.
Anthony, the last 2 years, I think it's been like Roosters, Eels, Melbourne Panthers. Like the
Yeah, it's
same.
always back-to-back, the same
Yeah,
thing.
it was boring.
Even
I
at the
swear.
start of the season, Manly looked like, bro, like they're amazing.
Last year they had a horrible season too, Manly.
Yeah.
Last year
Start
they
of the
did.
season, they look like, well, like they're the team to beat
They're
this
slowly
year.
going down
now,
again.
now they're not even that good, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Eels, like, of course, it's early on the season. Eels can still get top, like, of course, top 4, top 8.
Yeah.
I predict at the start of the season predicted them to miss the 8, and I still believe that's going to happen this year.
I think so too. That's what I said too.
I
Sam.
think we'll finish like 6.
Look, no, it was me, Anthony, and Samuel put below the 8, but Bill put 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think yous will miss the 8. To be honest, I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
I feel now actually we will
Yeah,
just.
with the injury.
Yeah, because with the injury crisis.
I think that's
We might. I think Sam. You know what? I think we might jump 9 position probably this year.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Maybe.
I predicted from the start of the year for the Bulldogs to finish 9th.
You
Yeah,
predict,
it's not bad. It's not really that bad. If that happens, okay, it's
No,
not
it's
too
an
bad. That'll give us,
improvement. It's an improvement.
yeah, of course.
But
But if we make top 8, then maybe it's different. You don't
But
know.
boys, 2024 is our year, Mark.
I hope so, bro.
It's
Put my
our
house
I
in
hope-
it.
I hope so.
I'm telling you
I
what.
want to see Dogs Parramatta grand final next year, 2024.
You never
Stuff
know.
the others.
Way, no chance.
Stuff the others, bro. You know what?
We'll be in the grand final. I don't know about yous.
Maybe
Well,
this year,
imagine that
Michael,
happens next year.
yeah,
Imagine we
like
say it from
you have to win
now.
one- you have to lose one to win one.
Yeah, exactly.
If that game ever happened, my stress levels would be so up high.
I would
Bro,
not.
you know me, Sam. You know my stress levels. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I
When
won't
I
be-
start, I will never stop. You,
No, we're
you
not
saw
even
it on Good
talking. We're not
Friday.
even talking this week because the one round.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah,
let's,
but we versus you again
let's
after
just watch
like a
this
couple
game.
weeks.
let's just let this game happen for now.
Yeah.
Before we move on to like the debate questions, do you reckon it's the end of the Eels, Michael?
I'm sorry.
Tough questions for you.
No way. End of the Eels.
Because think of it, you lost Papali'i.
What do you mean by end of the Eels?
Like I'm saying, the way you've started your season, like the Eels haven't started this season in years.
end of the Eels for this season or just for like?
No, not like maybe it's gonna be the end of a consistency Eels. Like
What he means.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Nah.
Because you've already lost
Look,
2 of your key players.
Yeah, you've lost
I don't
two
think
big
so.
players.
That means look, Guterson's leaving already, maybe. So that's another key player leaving. So
I
is
think
it
we'll make a
still-
few. I think we'll make a few good signings for next year. Hopefully.
Are you happy that Brad Arthur re-signed?
I don't know, bro. Like that's a really hard question.
It's a
'cause
hard question
a lot of
because
people say they want him out, but like, bro, look what he's done for us. He's been.
That's what I said to Bill last night.
But that's still a
Mike.
great plan.
Who
Yeah.
are you gonna get? I think keep him because I think he's not bad. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's like helped your club become what it is now again.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the problem is you got Trent Barrett as assistant, bro. He's the worst. He gave us the worst experience of our life for 2 years or a year and a half.
At least he's not.
That's
coaching.
why we sacked him.
yeah,
At least
he's
he's
not
not
coach.
coaching. But
I think he does better assistant coach.
he's a good attacking coach.
I personally believe.
Yeah.
Like of course, Eels are still doing good. You can still see what they were doing last year, and you can still see this year. But I think slowly, Eels are going to just start to not. They're going to still be fighting for the top 8, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're going to be that strong force anymore. But that's my prediction.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
I don't think we'll be as good as we were like recently. I don't know.
You'll be a solid team, not like a team you were 3-4 years
But
ago.
look, the point is, look, what I'm trying, like, their attack is still good. Their attack's still the same, but the defense is what's letting them down.
I think it's their weakness.
As soon as Barrett came in, the attacking coach, get a defensive coach.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Yeah, but they don't have that. They don't have that
they fix
because their defense is very weak.
Yeah, if they fix their defense, then they'll be solid again, like all around. But I think
I'm very happy we got Hayes Dunson and Russell playing now. Hayes is on the wing.
Sean Russell's pretty decent. He's pretty
and Hayes is actually really good, but he didn't play good against the Tigers because, bro, he's been out for a year and he had one training session.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this game's gonna be like busy?
This game, yeah. I think he will step up.
No, I'm saying the crowd.
Oh, the crowd's gonna be.
The attendance will be quite high.
I reckon it'll be like almost. I reckon 25,000.
Yeah.
Because I went to buy a ticket for James Dean yesterday. Shout out to James E. Anyway, and
love you, James.
And like he said, exhausted, like everything, like it's almost selling out.
Yeah, lucky I bought one yesterday, so which is 2 days ago something. But
I bought it like 2-3 days.
I think you're gonna leave like you might leave around the 60th minute when we're beating like 38 points to 16.
Yeah, we said last year, Anthony, were you there?
Where last year?
Yeah, I think
No, we went last year. Us five.
All of us and Cole, Danny, everyone.
And,
no, actually, last year we went to the one at Combank. That was with our dads, actually.
No.
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, was it? No, it was last year, dumbass.
No, it wasn't.
No, it was last year. I swear to God.
No. Wait, first game was at Accor Stadium. That's when we all went with our mates. The second one, we didn't go to the...
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah, no, my mistake, bro. My mistake.
I was sitting with you in the kennel, and bro, as soon as Averillo scored that,
Yes. I remember that. I remember that when we won that game.
Out of here, bro.
Oh, quickly before we go on to the next set of questions,
Yes.
predictions. We didn't get to that. So, Michael, what do you reckon the score's going to be?
I haven't even thought about that.
Hurry up.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say 28-12 Para.
Okay. Anthony.
Oh, don't get me started, man. I'll probably say like 26-10.
Okay.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, 26-10.
I'll go. Look, our attack's bad. Their defense is terrible. I'll probably say I think it'll be a tight game. I'll go Dogs 18, Para 14.
Oh,
maybe. Wow, that'll be a tough game. That'll be probably happen. You know.
I think it's gonna be Bulldogs 16, Eels 14.
Wow, even closer.
I think it's close. I think it's gonna be close, and I think what will get us over our line, over the line, is our defense. That's all I rely on.
Why I think it won't be. Why I think it's a close game because I don't think we're going to concede that many points as we did last week.
Yeah, that's right.
He won't accept like conceding more than 20 points this week.
Yeah, and Rabbitohs are a good attacking team. Very good attacking.
Yeah, they did.
When they're on their game, yeah.
I'm going that score.
Okay, yeah. So now these are where the questions might get a bit heated. But first question, Matt Burden is better than both Mitchell Moses and Dylan Brown.
All right, I'll admit it. He's better than Dylan Brown, yeah?
Yeah.
He's better than Dylan Brown, all right? Non-biased, but he's no way he's better than Moses.
I personally think he's better than Brown and Moses.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Look, I think he's better than Dylan Brown. I think Moses and Burden are very close.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Moses is better. I wouldn't say Burden's better. Because Burden's got a lot to prove.
I think Moses is overrated, in my opinion.
No, but...
Look, let's say Burden's got more appearances in Origin than Moses.
Yeah, as a centre.
But still, it's an appearance.
But still, he made it in the selection. Well,
yeah, you're right. Moses did play one game.
Right, he's never made it to the Origin, hasn't he?
No, he played one game.
Only one game.
Due to injury,
but are you gonna put him over Nathan Cleary? No way.
No, Burden.
No, Nathan Cleary.
How we basing this?
What?
Who do you want to choose? Like, how we is it based on this year or like just overall?
Just overall as a player.
Overall is definitely Moses. You have to admit it.
No, not really.
The last 3 years, I'll put Burden.
Yeah, bro, because he's played the best, with Panthers, bro.
He's been so good for Panthers. It was good for us last year, and now this year's slow. But if it's overall, I'll have to say Moses.
Thank you.
Yeah, but last 3 years, I'll say Burden.
Listen, post like a thing on Instagram saying who's better, Moses or
Yeah,
Bird.
well, we're gonna do
how
that
much to
anyways.
say
We're gonna put on
Moses.
Instagram and TikTok. So
It's actually like quite.
and we'll let the fans
easy.
decide.
Yeah, let the fans decide. Let the non-biased fans decide.
Look, I'll agree with Chabel. I think if you're going to base it on the last 3 seasons, and I think even potential, I think Burden is and will be better than Mitchell Moses.
Yeah.
Oh, see, like he has potential to be better, but right now Moses is better. Why is it so quiet?
I don't know. I personally think Burden.
Wait, Michael,
I think Burden too, bro. I think Burden,
honest.
bro, because he's actually proved a lot. But I know he's a bit struggling at the moment. But I don't know, man. I think we're sticking with
Michael,
Burden,
be
bro.
honest.
That's it.
Be honest.
Okay.
Do you think he's a bit overrated? I think that's it.
He can't say it. I know he can't say it.
Yeah, not really. I don't know.
Not like overrated. Probably just
Maybe he's probably a bit overpriced because bro, look how many times he's choked it for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So like you want your halfback paying that much, or now he's going to pay
that much.
Well, so far he's actually stepped up, which is good.
Yeah, he has since signing the contract.
We'll see this season. This could be his best ever season. So
I'll admit, he's been very good this season, actually.
but if he wins us a premiership, then Burden will never.
If he wins a premiership, all the prices, all the praise he gets, he'll deserve it. But
and Burden will never be better if he wins a premiership.
But with the current situation at the moment, not going to happen.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
All right. Well, when
He's going to have a worse prices
I'm
of
going
his
to come
life.
back to you, and I'm going to say Sports Shed TV on top.
I'm going to go Burden.
I'm going to go Burden too.
And
I think I'll say Burden.
I'll say Dylan Brown.
Okay.
Complete opposite.
We forgot about him.
No, that's all right.
Will Serrano be better than Brad Arthur?
Well, you can't say now.
Look,
It's way too early.
Well, I think it's way too early at the moment. You know what? Because, bro, we've actually said it heaps of times on the pod, bro. Like I think Serrano said we need to trust the process. We've got to take it day by day as it comes.
It's like
look, because he will get there. He will achieve his goal, like to be a premiership coach. Like no one knows when. But bro, with Brad Arthur's experience, like they've been in the finals, they've been in the grand final. I know they lost last year against Penrith.
Like I said about Brad Arthur, he has changed Parramatta for the last 5 years. They've been a top big club, top 14.
Exactly,
attitude-wise as well, like just everything.
And that's because of Brad Arthur. If it wasn't for him, they'll be struggling still.
Yeah, and Parramatta would have been struggling by now, but with their coach right now, bro, they're helping. Like, bro, they'll jump back up.
What's it called? Brad Arthur for that, but. If you're looking long term, probably Serrano will be a better coach.
I think, that's what I'm saying, Shabs, because Serrano, bro, he just came into the club, bro. He came into the board. It takes time to gel in.
He's only coached for 5 games.
Yeah, I know. So it takes a matter of time.
Bro, he could be another Trent Barrett. You never know.
You never know.
I hope not, bro. I hope not. Because if that happens, everyone's going to debate that. They're going to say he's out the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but
I think that's happened, but we're taking it as it comes.
That's hard to answer because he's only had 5 games.
Exactly. He's only won 3 out of 5 now, so which is not too bad.
That's a good start.
Yeah, exactly.
Brought him in. I thought, like I was saying, it's a big risk because he hasn't coached an NRL squad. But now 5-6 games in, I see improvements. I see that.
Yeah.
I feel that he could be the right man.
There's still a lot of work to do.
There's still a long way to go. That's what I'm saying.
Still a long way to go, but I think he's got some calmness to him, and I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Of course, it's just going to take time, and hopefully by the end of the season, we see like a massive change for where we were last year to this year. So, so it's hard to tell if he would be, but you never know. You never know.
Exactly.
One thing you need to work on is discipline. I feel like you guys give away too many penalties.
That's what we need to work on. Yeah, that's the big thing.
When Brad Arthur came in, that was one of the things he worked on his first preseason, discipline.
I reckon, Michael, you're true. When you're like a low, like not the best team, you seem to give away a lot of penalties.
Yeah, and
that's what he's changed for you, and that's what Serrano has to do to us.
Yeah, he will. I think.
I feel the discipline is very poor. We give too many penalties in bad field area. It leads just all the pressure on us. Even we make too many mistakes, too many errors. So they're key parts of the game where, like, any team wouldn't want to like be failing in. They want to improve on those areas. So we need to improve our discipline. And I feel if we make errors, especially against the Eels, they're gonna like
we'll punish.
They're gonna punish us because their attack's strong. Their attack's so strong. So
yeah, exactly. But Sam, one question as well. Our problem is we're always given too much penalties as well. That's the big problem. And when they're holding too long on that tackle, bro, that frustrates me. Every time I see that, I stress out. Look, I know it happens in the game, but it's been happening the last couple of years and it has not changed. We need to get away from it so we don't like get ourselves in trouble, like getting penalised all the time because it's still happening. So that's what I reckon Serrano needs to tell the players: do not hold too long. When the ref calls held, you get off in straight away. That's it. Be simple. It's not going to happen.
I got one question for the Bulldogs fans.
What is that?
What's happening in training?
Bro, don't get started.
Bro, are you trying to
look, I have no idea, bro. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
It looks like they're playing another game in training. Like
no one likes kick out, eh?
Bro, now a pec injury. Payne guy got an ankle injury during
some kick out.
Like just too many injuries happening on the training field, and I'm just a bit worried. Like what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they're going a bit too hard out in training. Like
probably, yeah.
Router's still a rookie, so.
Yeah, but still, like common sense, like you don't want to go too hard in training, especially when you got games coming up on the weekend. I think Bill said it yesterday on the pod when I was watching it. He goes,
I think they're training too hard. Like I think they're pushing themselves way too hard. And I said it too yesterday. But look, nobody knows what's behind the scenes. And don't forget Luke Thompson when he hurt himself during the preseason training too at the start of the season.
Things can happen, like of course.
It happens, bro. It happens.
It's happening.
But it still affects in our team too, even with the forward pack as well.
Like of course, things happen on the training ground, but it's happening more often than it should be. So they should fix the area. Maybe have a discussion of what's going on, how to fix it.
Yeah.
But because we can't afford any more injuries, especially now.
Exactly.
It's going to potentially cost us if we do end up losing the game. So
exactly, and you know what? It actually reminds me. I think a couple of years ago we've had that same crisis as well with injuries as well. I think it was 2014. I think when we had Cassiano, Pritchard, all those main players, they were out too.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too, bro. I'll never forget. I remember they all got injured and they came back towards the end and then took us to the grand final, but we still lost.
The years the Eels got the spoon.
Huh?
Was that the year? Was that the year when they won the spoon?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
That was number 14.
Oh, you know what? How many times I've lost how many times I've been in the Woodspoon Parramatta Eels?
Many, Anthony. I can't even count.
I don't know how much to count, but
you though, 14.
and it's gonna be 15 this year.
Yeah, this year.
It's gonna be what? How many do you have?
We have like 8.
About 3 of them are like.
Because
I don't want to hear it. It's gonna be 9 this year.
When was your last premiership?
Shut up.
Were you alive?
Next question.
At least I was born when the Dogs won the premiership.
Oh, you were just born.
I've won a premiership.
Yeah, I've won a premiership.
You witnessed in Bankstown Hospital, huh?
Anthony, were you there on that grand final, 2004?
You know what? I wasn't there, but Uncle Sam's house actually that time.
Oh, you're watching it?
Everyone was there. All the cousins, the uncles, the mates, and that, bro. That was the best night of my life. And bro, and you know what? I was convincing my dad, take me to Bilmore. He wouldn't let me go. And I was only like 8 or 9 years old. Huh?
Oh, you're only 8, 9. Wow.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I remember that day, bro. Huh?
How old are you now?
May 29.
Fuck, it's been a long time since the Bulldogs last won, eh?
Bro, I'll never forget that game, bro. We were jumping, screaming, and bro.
How long? 37? 39?
I think 38. No, I can't even know. I don't even anymore.
But Anthony, Eels fans won't be able to experience what you went through.
Bro, you know what? If they came to my memories, bro, like that time, like that era, bro, I'm telling you, bro, that was the best time. Better than now, bro. Now's just rubbish.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Bro, that time when everyone was into footy, I'm telling you, even back in school days, me and my mates, Every time we're all hanging out, we talk about footy the whole time. We don't talk about girls. We don't talk about this. This was just all about footy.
Yeah, for you it'd be shit now because you experienced how good it was. We never.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's just changed.
Like now it's all hectic.
Okay,
obviously it was a bit better before, but
yeah. Talking about premierships and bantering each other. Who's going to win the premiership before? Will the Dogs win the premiership before the Eels do?
100%.
I think they will. I think they will. But we don't know when it's going to happen.
1,000%. I think even Michael knows deep down.
Yeah, deep down he knows.
No, I think we're going to win the premiership this year.
Look, your chance came last year. Your chance came last year. That was your best chance, and I was worried because I said the amount of times I ignore you saying, "Oh, Bulldogs are going to win the premiership before you." I kept saying it, and for a second I thought it's not going to happen. But now it's 1,010% it's going to happen.
I think it's written in the stars.
Yeah, I think it will happen now because you guys are just seem to sign everyone, and like
Crichton.
Yeah,
and Crichton and Bronson Jerry as well. He's coming in next year. Everyone's forgetting about him, bro. I've always mentioned it up because, bro, this bloke is going to be a big star in Dogs, bro. And you know what? Because that I think gave him a year contract with Dogs, bro. I would love to see him to re-sign to give him that chance.
Are you always dreaming about him? Is that what you're?
No, absolutely not. No, I never said that. Don't you ever think that, mate? Don't you ever think that? But my point, I'm just saying that. I know, we're joking around, but I'm just saying, bro, this guy's going to be a big star, bro. Watch.
What Bill says, put your house on 2024. We know it.
Let him do it, not myself. I don't want to go corrupted. Let him fucking put his house on 2024.
No, Anthony, you got to put your house on it.
Nah, not a chance.
Can I put your head?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't risk it.
What about can we put your head on?
We're all agreeing that we're putting.
Mate, you know what? I wouldn't do that because if that happens, I'd rather be a homeless bastard. That's what I'd rather be.
Anthony, if Bulldogs win in 2024, you come to the Sports Shed TV.
Yeah. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Okay. Before we wrap things up, final question: Bulldogs have a better fan base than the Eels.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
It's been happening for years and years.
All right, listen.
Okay, let Michael speak because he's a Eels fan.
Because I'm not biased, I admit you obviously have a better fan base than us. Bunch of lebos banging the drums.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but listen, we both have probably the best support base in the game.
Yeah,
and probably Rabbitohs as well, actually. But we actually have a lot of loyal fans, just like you do. But if we're gonna say who's better, then you guys are better, but not by a lot.
Even when the NRL, Phil Good mentioned this a few years ago about Dogs and Broncos, that those two teams that when they're doing good, the NRL, the whole competition does good, and the fans are up for it, like the Bulldogs and Broncos fans. So for him to say, then there's something we really do have the best fan base in the competition.
Yeah. Living in Bankstown, I've met so many like you guys, just Bulldogs fans, and he's just so passionate. It has to be Bulldogs.
Yeah, even Eels fans, last year when they made the grand final, the Para Street was so dead.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Remember last year?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to party all week.
I was in Para the day before the grand final, nothing. I could hear the crickets.
No, I was there the day before. Oh, no, I was there on the day. Sorry, don't worry.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying that.
I feel like even now, it wouldn't be as big for Bulldogs as back then.
No, but I think it will.
Because
you know what? Ages since we made it finals.
Yeah, but the thing is, back then,
Michael, we were going crazy when we beat you guys last year. The whole
but I don't know. That's your
vibe. Think about it. Look, we were celebrating the day we lost the grand final.
Yeah.
Right. Look, this is what happened, right? Back in 2012 and 14, I was there. I was at Bilmore the whole time watching the game there. Right. It doesn't matter if we lose or win. The time when we made it to the grand final, the whole week, it was partying all week. No one's not going to stay at home. Everyone's going to Bilmore. No, I didn't get smashed, but bro, we went driving in, but it was so funny. Everyone's just on the streets and they're screaming and shouting and louding. I'll never forget 2014. I remember, I don't know if you, what's his name? Nick, when he had the Jeep Wrangler. I'll never forget. He was driving in Belmore. I was on the roof and I started swearing, putting the roof fingers up, and I was going insane, bro. I was going nuts. I was just excited. That's why, bro. Back-to-back grand finals.
Come on, Anthony, act your age.
Come on, man. I'm not gonna change, bro. That's
I'll do the same thing, bro.
I'm never gonna change, cuz you see me the way I sleep, the way I fucking lose my shit. That's how it is, bro.
Yeah, you have a better fan base.
Yeah, but you know what, Mike? You know what? I'll be honest with you now. You know, actually, when we're at Dogs Tigers game at Belmore, bro, you don't just see Lebanese people. You see all mixed nationalities,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Aussies, Italians, Asians, Islanders. Right now, everyone's all coming together, bro. They actually said there's over 70 multicultural countries like that support Bulldogs. I'm being serious.
Like, look, speaking
Anthony, Anthony, we say man.
Yeah, I'm on that.
I got to look. When I go to Eels games,
Yeah.
I don't go to a stadium where the fans are that loud.
Yeah.
Like I feel when I don't know if it's compact because it's very small, like it's compacted, congested.
Echoes.
It makes it echoes, makes it louder. But
Yeah.
when I go to compact, the Para fans are loud. So
Yeah.
I give them that. So of course, both fan bases are strong. Both fan bases are loyal, passionate. And this week's going to be a great match, and I can't wait to watch it.
I can't wait too, bro. It's going to be a hard game, man.
Michael, I got the tissue boxes ready just in case.
Michael, just to let you know, I won't be speaking to you after this.
He won't speak for another week.
Speaking a week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like, I'm gonna block your number for a week. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Don't ever reach me ever again.
Before you wrap it up, I got a question.
What is it?
Who's more entertaining to watch, Bulldogs at Para?
I think dogs more entertaining.
What year? Like now, previous years?
So far this year, definitely Para.
Oh, Eels, yeah.
Yeah,
Even last year.
Because we have no attack.
Yeah, no, our attack's like it's.
I think we're the most entertaining team to watch this year so far.
Yeah, exactly.
Every game's been close.
When Mick Potter came in last season, when we were like playing.
We were the entertainers.
Like, we were playing mad footy. The way we were attacking was just amazing. But talking about now, like of course, like it was a more like entertaining to watch. Like I remember. I went to the Melbourne and Eels game, the first game of the season, and the way your attack was playing and like operating, it was crazy. Like there was a part in the game where they done this crazy team play. I can't remember who. I think it was Gutherson back to Moses. Moses turned around and passed it to Sivo. It got disallowed, but that play was amazing. I haven't seen a play like that in years. So Para have a strong attack and a strong team. And
boys, before we end it, Dolphins in the lead.
Oh wow, what's the score?
Did it?
10-0?
No, it's 6-0.
Oh, 6-0.
Anyway.
Well, you know what? Hopefully they win. But I know we put Stouts to win. But...
I was going to tip Dolphins, but anyways, that's for other videos.
Thanks for having me, boys. It's an honor to be on the podcast.
No worries, bro. Good to have you on as a Eels fan. But hit the like button, subscribe, comments. We'll be got a few more.
Oh, don't forget, we've got a special guest coming tomorrow, so stay tuned on that.
Yeah.
So I hope you look forward to that. And
we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, special guest Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, maybe.
Nah.